Donald Trump is no genius. Let's just get that straight right now. A genius doesn't lose $1 billion in one fiscal year, okay? First and foremost, 1995, Donald Trump was not a billionaire, okay? He was not a billionaire. He did not have a cash position anywhere near $1 billion, okay? Now, if you want to call someone a genius, you can call the tax accountants that Donald had, and I wouldn't even call them geniuses, okay, but they were very competent in their ability to utilize the tax laws in order to get Donald the maximum tax benefits that he was able to acquire. But it doesn't take a genius to lose $1 billion. As a matter of fact, it probably takes someone who is not competent. First of all, let's start at the beginning. Donald Trump went to Fordham University for 2 years, took time off for whatever reason, and I didn't delve into why he took the time off, but then applied and was accepted at the Wharton School of Business, which is an Ivy League school from which he graduated. Did Donald Trump graduate with a business degree? No. He graduated with a Bachelor of Science of Economics, the same degree that I have, okay? There is not anything that indicates that Donald Trump had any type of a superior business acumen. The thing that separates Donald Trump from a lot of people is that he had a rich father who loaned him money on not one but several occasions in order to get him going. Fred Trump was into real estate in Brooklyn and Queens. He brought his son into the business after his son got his act together because they couldn't control Donald in his early years, and that's why they sent him to a military academy to try to get his ass straightened out. When he came back in and his father brought him into the business, he worked with Fred Trump, who was a member of the KKK, allegedly, and Donald learned the business from his father. Donald decided that he was going to venture into Manhattan, which his father did not want to go into because of the mob. Donald went into Manhattan, got in bed with the mob, and got projects done, okay? That was all through the help of his father with that $1 million loan and various payoffs that Donald made to the mob in order for his projects not to be stopped by things such as the concrete layers union striking everybody but him. Okay. That $915 million loss that Donald took was more than likely a paper loss, okay? More than likely a paper loss. Since Donald didn't have that kind of equity in his businesses, the majority of that money was borrowed, okay? And as long as he maintained control of the operations that the money was borrowed under, he was allowed to take the loss. Now, once those properties were liquidated, and let me mention 2 or 3 of them, the Taj Mahal, which is one of his properties, Trump Airlines, another one of his properties, and I believe he had another casino and another property out in California. As long as he maintained control of those properties, i.e. majority ownership in those properties, not 100% ownership, then he was allowed to take those losses. Now you get dumbass Rudy Giuliani, okay, who jumps onto all the morning shows on mainstream media screaming that this guy is a genius. No, he was not a genius. A genius would not have had to file bankruptcy. A genius would have been able to run his operations successfully while others were failing. So no, Donald Trump was not, is not, and never will be a genius. His tax accountants, on the other hand, are probably some of the best in New York City as far as utilizing all of the various tax loopholes. And let me tell you, tax loopholes in the real estate business are humongous. They are humongous. You see a lot of tax incentives that cities give for companies to come in. Right now, I believe New York City has a 10-year abatement on its state income tax for businesses coming into the state of New York and being there for, I guess, 10 plus years. But the federal government has those same types of incentive programs, and Donald Trump took advantage of those programs. It doesn't take a genius to do a little research and realize that going into the real estate business can be highly lucrative. Even in the downturn of real estate, you don't lose 100% of your equity if you're in the right real estate. Now, casinos obviously are different things. Donald Trump had a lot of operating and paper losses. They were not real losses, but they turn into real offsets when you do generate income, which Donald Trump apparently has. Donald Trump's main claim to fame is real estate, after which it was and continues to be marketing. Donald Trump markets his name everywhere. You recall in one of those press conferences that he had at one of his properties, he was talking about Donald Trump steaks. Well, he doesn't make those steaks. He just puts his name on those steaks. The furniture and various ties, suits, other things that he makes, he doesn't make any of that stuff. He just puts his name on it. So he makes a lot of money from marketing. But even today, Donald Trump claims that he has a net worth of $10 billion, while others are claiming that his net worth is probably closer to $3 to $4 billion. And he is not cash rich. He is cash strapped. That is one of the reasons why he was so hesitant to dump cash into his campaign, although he was telling us that he had the ability to self-fund. Donald Trump is a con artist. He's just a very successful con artist. Genius? Hell to the no. People, don't pay attention to the fact that Donald Trump has the ability, or had the ability, to offset his income, because in order to do that, he had to suffer losses. We do need to see this guy's tax returns, because he could have been losing money like this every year on paper, not in actuality. To give you an idea of what can go down, if you invest money in the stock market and you lose money, you are allowed to take capital losses, which is an opposite of capital gains. Capital gains come on when the value of your stocks or portfolios increase. Capital losses occur when the value of your stocks and portfolios decrease. You are allowed to take a certain portion, I believe it's up to about $3,000 for ordinary people, of capital losses on stock portfolios. Real estate is completely different. One thing he is right about, the tax laws need to be changed so that it is more level as far as the playing field is concerned. Donald Trump's plan on cutting taxes and cutting regulations, et cetera, will not benefit the everyday normal guy. It will only benefit the ultra rich. Such things as the death tax, which he wants to get rid of. You and I don't deal with having to pay money out because of the death tax. That number kicks in at $5 million. There are not a lot of us that are rolling around with family members that are going to kick over $5 million to us. So that is for the ultra rich. Don't be fooled. Donald Trump's claim to fame is his business acumen. Guys that are geniuses don't bankrupt or even lose $1 billion in one single year. Look at Warren Buffett. His tax information is fairly available, okay? Look at Mark Cuban. His tax information is also fairly available. Those guys don't lose billions of dollars every year, or even more than likely in 1 year. I believe when we had Black Friday, Warren Buffett did lose approximately $1 billion during that period of time. And that was not 1995, okay? So even ultra rich people can lose a lot of money, but most of the time it is paper losses, not real losses.